Hi everyone. So this is, movie 5, I think, for Access Chapter 10. So we are on step 14. So let me just back up. So in 13, we created this report that has us enter the parameters, and the reason that we put the parameters in are limiting what we return in the report because the underlying query asks for those parameters. But another technique for doing that is to use a blank form to create a input document that allows you to enter the start and end dates or whatever variables you want to enter, and then it captures them for using on reports. So we're going to start with number 14 by creating a blank form. Okay, so create, we want to go to forms, and that's a form. So because in the underlying form, we're going to add the data. So, okay, I've got create a blank form is done. So now switch to layout view, which I'm in, and insert a title with the text. You know what, and honestly, I like to do this in design. Okay, so insert a title text called renewal date, and it's going to be in the header section, right? So we need, if you look at this, we don't have, we only have a detail section. So we want to put in a form header and a form footer, okay? So we need to take care of that. Okay, so I actually did switch back to layout view because this is what I wanted right here. So header footer section title. So we're going to put that in there, and it's going to be renewal date form by a student. Okay, so that's this step here. Insert a label at the top left corner of the form of the details area and type. Okay, so this is in the header now, this is in the detail. So we're going to put a label in the top left corner, and we're going to say enter dates for renewal queries and reports. Okay, so insert a label in the top left corner of the detail. We did that. Change the font color. So we're going to select that. I can just come here and make the font color red and the size 14. Okay, so I just went back to our home and did that. It's just as easy. And then we're going to save this form as FRM member renewals _ a student. Okay, so we have step 14 done. I can get that done now. All right. So insert a text box control below the enter date. So we're going to put in a text box, but now this is unbound, right? Because it's not, this form is not attached to any underlying data structure. There's no table or query. All right, so the label is going to be start date, and we're going to set this equal, the control source is going to be equal date to that'll set it to today's date. Change the name of the text box. the name where it says text 4, we're going to change that to start date altogether. And the reason we want to name that is we're going to refer to that, and so having it just say like text 4, it's hard to remember that, so we want to make it something meaningful. Okay, so if we look at this, we've got insert a text box, insert type start date, change. Oh, I forgot a piece of that. So I got select the text box and change the format property to short date, and set it to, and okay, so the rest of it I have done. So we have that. All right, insert a text box, control the start date. Okay, so get another one. We're going to bring that down, bring that, and it's going to be end date, select the text box, change the property format to short date, default value is equal date, left right, name is going to be end date. So we've got that done. Text box control, end date is the label, short date default. Okay, so we got that piece done. Change the name of the, oh, we did that. Merge the rows above the start. Merge the row above the start date text box. Split the cells containing the start date. Merge the rows. So what we want to do is the blank space above start date. Click the Arrange tab and then select in the rows and columns. We're going to do select row. And we want to, in the merge and split group, we want to merge. Okay, so it moved it over top of it. It's just one row there. Merge the row above the start. Okay, so we did that. So then we want to split the cells containing the start and end date horizontally. So we're going to click the first date box. We're going to say split horizontally. Second, split horizontally. So it makes them two smaller controls, okay, instead of it being super long. So that's this split the cells containing, save and close the form. So let's mark that one done. So we're going to save it and close it. Okay. So the next thing is open the Q member renewals report member renewals open query, sorry. So open query member renewals in design view. So under delete the criteria, okay, we're going to delete this because we're not going to use the parameter on the query, we're going to do it through the form. And then what we're going to do in place of that, I'm going to zoom and I'm going to type this between forms. Says we're going to go get this object forms, FRM member renewals a student start date, which is why we made it something more meaningful instead of just like text 4, start date, and form exclamation point FRM member renewals underscore a student, and we're going to get the field end date, and then OK. So now instead of it's just doing asking in that little box, it's going to go and grab the form member renewals, get the field start date, and then get the field end date. So let's save that and close that query. We're done with 16. I will pick this up next movie at 17 because there's a lot to that one. All right, guys, thank you.